So Washington, DC Mayor Muriel Bowser had made an interesting statement a few days ago. She says that she fears the U.S. is descending into a race war as violence across the country continues and the FBI probes a potential network of domestic terrorists who may be traveling to protest hotspots. Now, I will say this much. No, it's not going to be a race war. It's really not. What it's going to be, and if you're paying attention to what it is, it's actually the ones who are on the left and the ones who are on the right as part of the Mzungus. They're the ones fighting each other. As you see already, they're shooting each other now. I don't know if you've seen that. I'm not saying they won't attack black folks, but my thing is the way things are going, it is heading in that direction. She's not lying about that. Chaos is definitely coming. And when it gets too hot and heavy, what will you do about that? Do you want to get in the middle of these people other war? Like, listen, the first time black folks are part of it, but why black folks need to be part of it again if they trying to go that route? I don't think we should be fighting no war for them. None. Choosing no side. The only side we should choose is the black side. Now, they were saying that she was speaking at a press conference on Monday about this. She said, what she worried about is the country descending, as she said, into the race wars we said earlier. And she said that when they intensified police in some cities, they say it's created more anger among the protesters. They said it also is a lot of evidence that people are coming from other cities and states and they act like they're tourists, you say, but they are going to participate and provoke the violence. Yes, that has been happening because when this stuff started off, talking about George Floyd, brothers and sisters weren't doing that mess. Every time I looked up, it was those, Mzungus busting windows, setting things on fire, doing all these different things that they were doing constantly. You remember one story that we covered? One of them in Antifa was spraying BLM, and then the brothers and sisters said, hey, what are you doing? He said, well, I'm just putting BLM on. He said, we didn't ask you to do that. Did we ask you to do that? And they should say, well, I'm just helping out. I said, we didn't ask you to help out. We didn't ask you to spray no BLM on this business. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're doing. They're spraying BLM everywhere. They put Black Lives Matter everywhere, but I say they cowards. Because if you got a grievance with your government, you get out there and do it. Why you want to wait until something happens to the black community and then you want to come underneath that to do your thing against the government? Because that's what it is. It's them against their government. It has nothing to do with us at this point. They're not out there to help us. Just like they was covering about Portland. They say all these Black Lives Matter out there in Portland, but they didn't see a black face. Because Oregon don't have a lot of black people like that. So how is all these white folks out here talking about Black Lives Matter? I told you a long time ago, if you want to prove if they are really about Black Lives Matter, then ask them, hey, well, you about Black Lives Matter? Hey, let's go up here and go to Congress and let's get them to pay reparations. Wash their face then. See, saying Black Lives Matter is not giving you or I nothing. As long as it don't have to cost them anything, they'll go in the street all day and do it. But they're not in the street for me and you. They're in the street for themselves. They just saying Black Lives Matter, right? So they all been up in arms about, this Kyle Rittenhouse guy that ended up shooting, basically, Mzungu on Mzungu crime. Let's call it what it is. Because if it was black people, they say, oh, black on black crime, black on black crime. Why you ain't talking about Mzungu on Mzungu crime? That's what that was. Why you think I'm not really talking about it? What is that for me to say? I believe they own networks and cover Mzungu on Mzungu crime. I mean, we got enough things to be covering over here in the U.S. and throughout the world. So they talked about the vans constantly showing up. Trump talking about if they're not going to do nothing about it, he will. And it's the same old, same old, same old. But what I'm saying is, by even the mayor of D.C. saying this, is that, once again, have a conversation with your family. Stop listening to everybody online telling you to do this and do that. Because certain times you need to think for yourself. You need to think, what about my family? What about my sons, my daughters, my husband, my wife, my girlfriend, my boyfriend, my grandkids? should I go and set up place for them? That way, if it get too bad, I can tell my family, hey, I got a spot for you. Come on. I'm over here. Come on. At least do that much. At least go and set something up. If you want to come back to Babylon, that's on you. But at least try to go get something set up on the continent. You know, many of y'all want to go to Ghana. That's y'all place. Ghana. Some of y'all want to go to Nigeria or whatever place y'all like going to, Gambia, whatever else places you guys like to go to. But do something. Don't be caught with your pants down when this stuff gets really jumped off. Because see, I understood a lot of things was going down, and I made sure that all my family can get up out of here. I don't have to wait to say, oh, I hope I can get a passport like people doing right now. I did that a long time ago. And a lot of you that follow my channel, you did yours because you were taking pictures of it and showing me, say, hey, I got mine. And I was happy for you. I said, yeah, that's good, brother. That's good, sister. You got your passport. But some of the rest of us out here, and I'm telling you this because I care. I'm telling you this because I don't want to see none of my people suffer. My people been suffering for a long time. I don't want to see them suffer nothing more than what they've been suffering. My people don't deserve to suffer no more. But we got to be wise. We got to pay attention to the climate that we're dealing with. This is different. We need to get our act together. You know, you got the brothers and sisters in like Black Acres of the Gambia over there. You got Sister Juliet with Blacksit. You know, you have Dynas, Amir, he's doing stuff in Nigeria. You got people doing things in Ghana. You know, Worldviews, they doing things in Kenya, and you know, the real South Africa, they doing things in South Africa. There's plenty of places that you guys can start looking at as English-speaking countries. I always tell black folks that, go to an English-speaking country. And a lot of you probably would, you know, maybe, you know, South Africa would probably be the closest thing, maybe Johannesburg, to America that you know infrastructure-wise. Because that's about the most developed city on the continent. But you guys got to start moving around. And I know a lot of you want to, because you told me, look, Phil, I wouldn't own that before this coronavirus. But man, this coronavirus opened my eyes with this government and how they treat us, man. And we ain't got no help like that, like we thought we did. Yeah. And so many, I've been talking to people who do travel companies. They said, man, the moment this stuff open back up, we're going to have so many people going. They said they are really calling about going now. You couldn't get them to go before. And that's good. That is good. Well, what I would love to see, you know, at minimum, I would love to see at least half of us go. At least half. Not in one location, just wherever we choose, wherever your heart leads you. Because we don't need to be fighting these people's wars. We don't need to be suffering in the streets. If they want to duke it out, and let them duke it out and do what they want to do. That's their politics anyway, talking about left wing and right wing. We didn't create that crap. So why are we sitting there involving ourselves in that junk and talking about, I'm a Democrat, you're Republican? We didn't create that. If anything that we need to focus on is focus on ourselves. But leave me a comment, let me know, think about the situation, you know, with the mayor and saying this country looks like it's descending into a race war. But like I said, it's not going to be that. It's going to be left wing, right wing. That's what it's going to be.